Hello everyone, Storm11 here. Today we'll be taking a look into a potential severe weather outbreak that'll be going on across the deep south all the way up into the lower Ohio Valley region. And we're going to get going on ahead and get started with the day one outlook. We have a slight risk for severe weather across portions of Oklahoma and Texas area with a larger risk surrounding that area. That's where we could probably see a couple of supercells that may try to develop that may uh, create a couple of tornadoes on that day. You can see there what's leading that 15 that slight risk is the hail threat. The other threats are just marginal, but we could probably see at least a supercell in that area today. But that's not the day we're worried about. Day two, which is tomorrow Monday, we got a marginal risk stretching from far eastern Texas through central Missouri, not Missouri, Louisiana, central Mississippi, into western Alabama. Almost severe weather there, but it's a low end threat. Day three, there's no risk highlighted. Now, day four, which is Wednesday here, we got a 15 to a 30% risk area here going across. Well, we'll start off with the 15%. It stretches from Louisiana through Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, then northward into Tennessee and Kentucky. We have a 30% chance of severe weather anywhere from very far eastern Louisiana through central Mississippi and central and northern Alabama. All modes of severe weather there. We can see some damaging winds, some hail, and even for potential for a few tornadoes in those areas there. And in my opinion, it's not looking to be a big day for tornadoes, but I can see it being a big day for damaging winds, which I do have the severe weather checklist for you guys here. You can see they saying about to a severe squall line, a supercell risk capable of all hazards is currently forecasted there. So there could be some supercells out there out ahead of the line, but what the models are showing doesn't really show that supercell risk, but the dynamics are there for some supercells that could produce some tornadoes out there. So here's my forecast here, and you can see I have a 30% chance for severe weather anywhere from portions of Louisiana through Mississippi, Alabama, through northwestward Georgia into central and eastern Tennessee, with a slight risk extended for some of those areas all the way up to West Virginia. Basically, what's leading to this risk a little bit further up north is the damaging winds here. Damaging winds will be a big player on this here. We're going to see a pretty good squall line coming through here for pretty much all these areas here. It'll be developing pretty much behind this 15% here, then pushing eastward, southeastward, uh, with time. And yeah, and not too much other things to say. You can see with the percentages here. I forgot about that. I got damage winds at 30%, tornadoes 5%, and large hail at 5%. Here's your severe weather ingredients checklist here. We have our low level jets there. To Cape, there's a little different story to it. It's favorable south, but it's not favorable to the north. Cape values to south could be anywhere from 300 to potentially 800. Meanwhile, the north can see Cape values anywhere from 0 to up to 150. The wind shear helicity, we're talking about those things there to be off the charts, especially when you go north, it is off the charts up there. We're talking about wind shear values going to be over 50 meters per second. I think that's what that is. M/S. That could be meters per second. I'm not 100% sure. The helicity too. We're talking about helicity over 1,000 for a few parts. That's pretty crazy. That's very efficient for tornadoes and for damaging winds way up there. But the Cape is not there, so it's not going to be that significant up there. But we could definitely see a serious damage and wind event up there. That's why the enhanced risk to slight risk or slight risk to enhanced risk is so far up north because of those wind shear and helicity values are very high. The lap rates, of course, is not favorable. Safe for low level too. It's not favorable as well. The vorticity, we got vorticity around. Dew points are there, and the lifted index is there. But the lift index, I forgot to add in, is not that favorable to the north. The lift index, I believe, is just to help thunderstorms build, kind of go up, basically. And I want to let you guys know that the models were not really showing something like this last night. Um, Basically, the European model was the only one on board with the solution, and it's actually staying with a solution there, and that's the only model that has this type of solution here. And it's also been showing it for the past few runs now. And if we go ahead and move on to our kind of our feature radar here, that's what you will call it. And as you can see here, oh yeah, there goes our first low pressure system coming by there. That's going to bring some flash flooding issues across the south and into the Carolinas. You don't need any more rain. You're talking about rainfall about anywhere from 4 to 6 inches, which is a lot. Our next system started to develop here now. There's also going to be possibly a winter storm on this system too, but that'll be for a different video. But you should consider it's a 1005 millibar low. It's not that significant. Your warm front's all the way up here though, out ahead of it. Bam, there you go. And the low starts to deepen very quickly. We're already at 998 millibars. We got some very strong gusty winds out ahead of us. You can see those isobars where they're very close to each other. Maybe something like this up here or here. Those are strong gusty winds. You can see here with the winter side of things, that could be a lot of snow up there. And look at the squall line here. That's a pretty significant squall line here. Now keep in mind, like I said, this is the only model that is showing this solution here. But in my opinion, I think that's a little bit of a realistic kind of look to it. With the placement of it, I think this will happen here. Well, this could happen, but again, look at the squall line here. It goes all the way up into West Virginia for eastern Kentucky, all of Tennessee for Alabama, back down to Mississippi. Now, since we're starting to get to the overnight hours, the values on the forecast soundings or the SQTs are not going to be that impressive. But you can see here, we got 60-degree temperatures with the dew points are just around about 60, so it's a little bit favorable for some severe weather. And if we go to around the low pressure system where the highest wind shear and the helicity values would be, it's not that impressive either. If we go out to the isobars here, yeah, it's very windy. Take a look at that. Well, you have your green lines away from the red line. Those are some strong winds. You got some very strong low level winds. Very low level winds here. You got some gusty winds at the surface. You got very gusty winds at between 500 and 700 millibars, which is low level winds, basically. Yeah, that is very windy there. Always do that every time. And like I said, it has been showing this solution here for the past couple of times here. It's on this 12Z run. If I take a look into a different model, like the GFS model here, it's a little bit different. The placement of the low pressure system is actually a little bit further south, but some of those severe weather risks are still there. Yeah, as you can see here, it is further south, but with the severe weather where it's going to happen here, it's actually still in pretty much a very similar spot here. Again, it's not going to be impressive because we're going into overnight hours. But if we kind of go a little bit to the inside, let's see what it looks like. It's not that impressive either. Let's back this off a little bit. And kind of go out into the warp sector here, see what it's got. Yeah, we do have some gusty winds going on. It's about far north is between looks like about 700 mil, not 700, but 400 millibars here. You got some gusty winds between 700 and 850 millibars, and just just similar here, just similar. And we'll take a look at two. We do not have the significant tornado parameters on this website here, but we can take a look into a different website here. Let's take a look into the most unstable CAPE here. CAPE is basically your energy joules per kilogram here. And it's not that impressive here. You see some values between 500 to 1,000 there. It doesn't go that far north either, but those 500 millbar winds, the wind shear, and the helicity values are actually going to help those storms build. So you don't really need too much CAPE for this event. But let's go to a different website here, and let's take a look at the tornado threat here. We do have the NAM here, the significant tornado parameters. This is where it kind of gives an idea where the tornado threat could be. Basically, we gotta go towards the end here. It's not that impressive. We're talking about between 1 and 2, which is pretty low. You know, basically over. I don't know what I forgot. Ooh, I think it's over 2. Yeah, but overall, it's a low tornado threat here. But the tornado threat is there, but it's a little low. And Ray Tip, our Twitter was talking about a tornado outbreak potential. I don't really see a tornado outbreak potential. I think what's going on here, I don't think there's not enough moisture going on here. I don't see there could be a capping out ahead of it. I think I don't think there's just not enough energy in the warm sector here to produce supercells. If there was, yes, this could be more significant, but I think at this point here, it's looking to be a serious damage to win event. If we do have any major changes on this event here, I'll make a video about it. But keep in mind, this just popped up last night, so the SPC had no area highlighted, and we had predictably too low, but they had no 15 to 30%. And there was only one model on board with a safe solution. That was the European model, the GFS. The CFC models were not on board, which I forgot to look into the CFC and the Icon models. Those will be the last couple of models we'll take a look into. You see, here's your CFC solution here. It's not that impressive here, but it does have a mini winter storm. I think that's the most unlikely solution. Alright, the icon model is now updated, which is good. It's a little bit further south here, but you can see there where those thunderstorms could be at. Some of the damage and wind thunderstorms here. You can see it's around Tennessee, Kentucky, and Alabama there. And you can see there could be some supercells out ahead of it too. So I think the bullseye for damage and winds or severe weather is looking to be around Tennessee, Alabama, northern Alabama, and eastern Kentucky at this point here. Again, that's why some of the severe weather risk is very far up to the north, but some other models still indicate that there could be a nasty squall line all the way back here as well. But more than likely see this map here change. Tomorrow will be day 3, so we can get the with a more uh, specific on things around here. But anyways, guys, this is all I got for you guys today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this severe weather update. If you all did like this update, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If y'all guys got questions about this, you put in the comment section down below. I will answer your guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.